Another week has passed, so it's time to see some of the best suggestions of the week. The first suggestion is by Sea Honey 2747, Squid variants and insect types. This is a take on biome-based squid variants, similar to the ones some animals got in the Spring to Life drop. The division of the biomes for the variants goes as follows: temperate squids, oceans, deep oceans and rivers; cold squids, cold oceans, deep cold oceans, deep frozen oceans and frozen rivers; and worm squids, lukewarm ocean, deep lukewarm oceans and warm oceans. The design differences I incorporated in the variants are references to prominent parts of real-life squids, with the cold squid having fins and the worm two larger arms to represent real squid's tentacles. I also believe that current squid can have its texture updated to have less of a harsh border color on its edges, as well as more detail on its arms. Moving on to the insects, they are reference to how different types of cephalopods produce different varieties of ink, with the most common types in black, brown, and blue. I believe this not only serves as a good flavoring for these variants, but adds good alternative methods in how to acquire these dyes, such as brown dye. And despite this dye difference, all insect types will be compatible with the book and quill and dark prismarine recipes. And that's all I have for these variants. What are your thoughts on this concept? And now, let's see what the comments have to say. Feline Good 13 wrote, I love this, but make the worm squid's insect green instead of blue. Blue dye is easy to get with flowers, while green is almost impossible unless there's a desert nearby. The hobby responded, I did blue because this is the actual type some real life ones produce, but I can excuse it being like cyan. And yeah, even if blue is common enough with lapis, I don't think this is a bad to have either. The next suggestion is by Interesting Rob 2461, vertical hotbar scrolling. My idea was that if you hold Alt and scroll up, you would be able to scroll vertically throughout your inventory. I think there are mods for this, but I felt it should be in the vanilla game. That Tulip JK wrote, how would this work on console? This is an amazing idea, but I feel like it's a bit clunky playing with a controller. Also, I feel like the vertical UI would get in the way a bit more than usual, but I don't think there's any way around that. Chugoof responded, I mean, from my experience, some buttons are mapped to anything in a menu or gameplay, so it could be as easy as assigning a button combo to an unused button plus the regular hotbar buttons, and there you go. Vertical scrolling on a controller. Bonus if it can be toggled, in case someone wants that. Bill MC Kit wrote, maybe it would be like the old crafting menu for console. You would press a button and could scroll through items. And the last suggestion is by Mr. Sniffles. Lava bubbles that swell up and pop. I feel that lava doesn't really feel like it's a hot, boiling liquid sometimes. It's almost serene and uncontrollable. That's why I think it would be nice if there were these bubbles that swell up and pop, dealing some splash fire damage. I don't think this should happen everywhere, maybe only in the nether, or when a patch of lava is large enough. Created for Strive, drawing to Spice Vibe. Blindman1 wrote, it would be interesting if this was a mechanic that occurs when there are magma blocks below, like water bubble columns maybe. That way they can spawn in a natural feature. Cartographer Worf responded, that's a good idea, and you'll have a chance to burn your mobs from the bubbles without burning their drops. And there you have it. These are some of the best suggestions of the week. If you are interested in other suggestions, please check out this video.